Alright, welcome back to part 8 of How to Play Unfair. Now, when we left off last episode, we had just finished round 2. And since we're playing a reduced game because of this Game Changer card, instead of 8 rounds, we have 6 rounds, so that means we're already 1/3 of the way through the game. Of course, we only have a 2-player game here, but we're progressing quickly through this game. Now, one thing to mention is that even if you do card counting in this game, there is a bit of randomness because of the way that the cards have been shuffled. You never quite know exactly what card you're going to draw, and so there is an element of variability in this game, which means that no strategy is going to work perfectly, because you can't know for sure what your opponent's going to do, and you don't have perfect information. But that's kind of what makes the game so interesting, is because you need to have a strategy that works in spite of the variability. And as you can see here, our starting player is kind of taking the approach of building lots of stars, earning money. But however, you may notice that this player has currently 19 coin, and this player has 18 coin, so they're about even right now on coinage. Alright, let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to try to make it through the entire round before this video comes to an end. So, starting player here is going to go ahead and move the marker to the event draw phase, draw an event card. The second player also draws an event card. Now we move it to the city event. The player goes ahead and flips this card over. Now we're on round 3. It's called Premium Tickets. Gain 1 extra coin for each guest visiting your park. That will affect the guest step. It says the park is exactly the same, but this month the tickets are printed with shiny letters on them. Bit of humor. Alright, so that won't affect us until the guest step, but it's good to know that the more stars we have in our park, we're going to get double that because we're going to get an extra coin for each guest. Then the starting player moves to the event play, and because this is the starting player has the option to play their event card. Now, they didn't draw any event cards during the previous round, so they're only left with this one. They could either play this good thing for themselves, this bad thing for their opponent, or they could choose to pass. Now, they can't do this because their opponent doesn't have any feature upgrades. They only have attractions. They don't have any upgrades yet. They could play this. However, if somebody else plays a Media Blitz event card, they can override this card. It's unlikely, though, because there's only one other event card that their opponent has, and it's probably not a Media Blitz. So this player is going to go ahead and pin this event card, so that will come into effect in the guest step, just like that comes into effect during the guest step. Now their opponent is going to go ahead and look at their event card. They can build an upgrade from their hand immediately for free, or they can use this to block an injunction event from affecting them. Remember, the red and the blue icons cancel each other out. Let's see if this player has any upgrades in their hand that they wish to play for free. They have that robot theme. They have the splashdown element and the guest services element. They're tempted to build the robot theme because then they could build something else again for free after that even. But they're going to check their blueprints. Here they just need 1 of each type of attraction, so it doesn't matter what upgrades are on those attractions. And here they're going to need a food outlet with a pirate theme icon. However, there are no pirate theme icons in their hand or in the market. So they're going to go ahead and just play the build the robot theme upgrade for free by discarding this event card. They're going to put the robot theme onto the attraction that already has 2 icons, which is the monorail, the leisure ride. And then it says they can build another well, they can't do that because then they wouldn't be able to get advantage of building another upgrade. Let's see what it says. It says you may build another upgrade from your hand on the same attraction. So they're going to have to build it onto an attraction that can take one of these upgrades. So they're going to build it onto the seafood restaurant, and then they can build air conditioning for free on top of that. Let me go ahead and get that organized. And there we have it. So that's a powerful 2-for-1. By playing that event card, this player was able to build the robot theme, and then the robot theme let them build another upgrade from their hand for free. So now they have 3 icons and 2 stars on this attraction, where previously they only had 1 and 1. Alright, so now the starting player passes because he doesn't have any more event cards to play. This player passes because they don't have any more event cards to play. And now they can move to the park step. Alright, so the starting player, of course, is over here, and they need to decide whether to do loose change, get 2 coin, whether to draw 2 cards, choose 1 or none, draw 2 cards, pick 1, keep 1 or none, draw 2 cards, keep 1 or none, discard a park card, draw 5, keep 1, discard the other 4, or build from their hand or the market. Obviously, they're still trying to meet the requirements of this blueprint. Remember, 3 guest services upgrades to a single attraction. At this point, they don't have any guest services upgrades to anything. In their hand, you can also see they have only 1 guest services upgrade, a lockers and coat check. Now, since we're 1/3 of the way through the game, it's starting to become a bit of crunch time. They're probably starting to think about the need. So they're probably going to go ahead and do that. They're probably going to go ahead and spend the 4 and build it on this water slide. So they're going to go ahead and spend their 4 coin right here and slide that lockers and coat check in right behind here. And that's their action. Now back over to this player. Remember, they're trying to get 1 of each type of attraction, and they're trying to put a pirate theme on a food outlet and build a swinging ship. Now here's the swinging ship. This is a special attraction, and it only is going to give this player extra points if they can complete the top half of their blueprint. But they have plenty of money, so they're going to go ahead and spend 14 coin. They're going to get 1 coin back from 15 and build this swinging ship into their park. Now, it already comes with a pirate theme on it, but that isn't going to count for the pirate theme that they need on their dining establishment. Now, of course, the starting player is going to flip over another card to fill that hole in the market. That means that both players have gone. All players have been able to do 1 action during this park step 1. Now the starting player moves it to park step 2. And the player here still wants to build more guest services upgrades, but the only guest services upgrades here is another lockers and coat check. And if you're going to build more than 1 guest services upgrade on an attraction, you're going to need different types. So you can't build another one. So this player has to decide what they're going to do. They're going to go ahead and probably hire this balloon artist because it gives you 5 coin and they accumulate to the end of the game. So they're going to go ahead and spend the 6 that's required to hire that employee. They're going to get 4 coin back in change, and that is their turn. Of course, flipping over a new card to fill that empty hole in the marketplace. Now it's back to this player. Now, at this point, this player is trying to make sure that he has all the attractions. He needs a theater, which he does. He needs a food outlet, which he does. He needs a sideshow, which he doesn't have yet. He needs a leisure ride, which he does. But he needs a thrill ride. He only has 2 leisure rides at this point. So he's going to need to find a thrill ride and a sideshow. But if you look right here, we now have a thrill ride available, a Twister roller coaster. But we only have 4 coin. So this player has a difficult choice to make. Will he take out another loan to be able to afford it? Or is this player going to go ahead and do something else with the turn? They already think that they're at a disadvantage because of how many loans they've taken out. So they're not going to purchase this thrill ride right now. They're going to go ahead and probably try to get maybe an attraction for free by drawing one of these cards. Here you can see they can build an upgrade for free if they pick this card. Here they can take up to 4 action steps the next turn. Efficiency is the action that would initiate this extra step. They would be able to take an extra park step next round. But they're figuring that they should probably go ahead and get this upgrade for free because that's pretty powerful. So they're going to go ahead and discard that other card, keep that event card. Now their action's over. Starting player moves to park step 3. Back again to us. We're going to go ahead and draw a couple event cards since we're also kind of stuck. We're looking for guest services upgrades at this point. So we're just going to go ahead and see if we can find one. Here we go. Choose a card from the market and put it in your hand. That's powerful. This one also lets you close an attraction and build upgrades for half price. Or demolish. This one sounds powerful because it lets you not only, you could either close a competitor's attraction or you could pick a card that you will need, which we might have. So we're going to go ahead and keep that and discard this one. Alright, back to this player. This is his last action for the park steps because we haven't activated park step 4 for this player. So this player needs to really decide what to do here. They still only have 4 coin and they're really not interested. They're going to need to make sure that they have some something that they can put in their park. because next round they could build an upgrade for free. They could build this for free onto an attraction that they already have, but it only goes on thrill rides. They don't have quite enough money to purchase this attraction right now, though. So I think they're going to go ahead and do it and take out an extra loan. They're going to flip this around. So now facing them, it shows that they lose 30 victory points at the end of the game, but they gain 5 coin right now. And since that doesn't count as an action, taking out a loan, they can immediately spend the 6 coin that they need to purchase this Twister roller coaster. They're going to go ahead and build that Twister roller coaster right here into their park. And then that's their action. But now notice they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attractions. They're maxed out. They can't build any more attractions because they have a limit of 5 attractions, total attractions in the park. That's a problem because they have 2 leisure rides, and they actually are going to need a different type of, they're going to need a sideshow at some point. So at some point they're going to have to demolish one of these leisure rides in order to fit their sideshow in to meet this blueprint. So they're going to have to figure out when to do that. But for now, they've got 5 attractions. They're maxed out in their park for size, for number of attractions, not size. Now it comes back to the starting player. He's already taken his turn, so he moves it to the guest step since nobody activated the park step before. And it's time to count up money. So of course, remember, first we start by counting stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, of course, we only count stars on open attractions, the ones that aren't flipped over because of something bad happening. But everything's open in this player's park, 9 stars. Now, normally, we'd go immediately looking to guest capacity, but this player gets an extra 8 stars this round because of the Media Blitz event. So 9 plus 8 is 17 stars, right? So that one affects money, but not stars. So they have 17 stars, but what's their capacity? The capacity is 15, 16, 17, 18. So they can only let 18 of those 19 guests in. So they want to get the 18 coin instead of the full 19 because they don't have quite enough large capacity enough on their park. 15, 16, 17, and 18 coin. But now let's look at, that's just for the stars. It says they also receive 5, this staff member gains 5 coins per guest step, once per guest step. But that money stays on this staff member until the end of the game. They can use this money at the very end. So this staff member is kind of hoarding the money until the end of the game. Let's see if there's any more special powers regarding money. Nope. But here, affecting all players during the guest step, you gain 1 extra coin for each guest visiting the park. Remember how we could only let 18 guests into the park? Well, that means they get an extra 18 coin. So 15 more coin, 16, 17, 18. Wow. There we have it. That's a lot of money this round. Alright, let's see how this player fares. Remember, we count stars first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stars. Now, they don't have any pinned event cards, but that's pretty good. So that's within their limit of 15, so they receive 10 coin. And then they also get an extra coin for each guest visiting the park, so that's another 10. Now, an interesting thing to notice here is that you can only receive as many guests can come into as your capacity, but you can always earn more money for the guests that are coming in. So what you want to do is you want to max out your stars and then maximize the amount of money you're getting out of those. Now remember, this staff member for this player lets you choose an open or ride attraction and gain extra coin equal to twice its star total. This is not a ride, but this is a ride. This is a ride, but obviously this is worth fewer stars than this one. So this is the one that this player is going to choose. Twice its star total is 6, so they're going to get 6 extra coin during this guest step. Alright, so just like that, the guest step is now over, and we move to the cleanup phase. I'm sure you remember how to do this, but we're going to walk through it in detail one more time, just to familiarize yourself. Remember, first thing we do is discard any pinned event cards. These are the event cards that weren't discarded and because their actions weren't done immediately during the event step. So this card goes to the discard. Then next, we have to go ahead and turn any face-down park cards up. Well, that means that any attractions that were closed can now be reopened, but everything was open, so that isn't an issue. Next, clear and refill the market. Now, the reason that the starting player didn't refill this card previously, which of course they should have, was because it was the end of the round, but they still need to fill it, because then all 6 of these cards are going to get swept into the discard pile, and the new 6 cards are going to be placed out in the market. Alright, so there we go. Now, if the starting player is not diligent about constantly flipping over a new card to fill empty holes in the market, it can upset what's on the top of the deck when a player is drawing. But you may notice that there weren't quite enough cards to fill the market all the way. We're going to have to reshuffle the discard pile and then draw the top card. Okay, so it's been reshuffled, and the starting player goes ahead and flips that over. So now we've done that step. We've cleared and refilled the market. Now it's time to discard down to 5 cards in hand. Now this player has 1 event card and 3 part cards, so they're at 4 cards in their hand. They're safe. This player only has 1 part card and 1 event card. They're also safe. So now we can go back, and it says advance to starting player marker. So the starting player gives the marker to the other player, of course going clockwise around the table. So if there was a player here, that he would get it next, and then the next round he would get it, and the next round he would get it, and then it would come back to the original player. But since there's only 2 players in this game, he's automatically getting it every other turn. Now this player's responsibility is to take the token and to go ahead and move it all the way back to the beginning of the round, and we will pick up the next round in just a moment.